So I know bodybuilders that simply can't even get under a damn squat rack because the thoracic spine is so tight. They're literally sitting under there uncomfortable, and then they try to squat and their back flares up because their hips are so tight. See, I know CrossFit people that simply cannot hang and pick up the same amount of volume that a bodybuilder does. But that is the beautiful art of training. See, I've spent probably $5,000 to $10,000 on just training for myself for certifications, school, mentorships. I've done it all, right? See, I've owned my business for the last few years. I've been a personal trainer for 6 years. I've been doing it all, and I'm going to go in depth on the different styles and the best styles of training so you guys can get a better understanding, all right? So first and foremost, let's just start with Pilates. Now, this might burn some bridges. It's going to hurt some females or some other people out there, right? But Pilates is damn near pointless. Is it a workout? Yes. Is it a fun atmosphere? Yes. But does it benefit you the same as the other types of training that we're going to talk about? No, not at all, my friend. See, Pilates is going to get your core strong as fuck. Excuse my French, but like, it's simply going to get you on another level of core strength. But is it going to get you that bigger glute that all the girls think when they see that TikTok trend? No, your glutes are not going to grow as much as you think they are. Yes, they're going to grow. Your quads will grow. You're going to get stronger, but it's such capped at a limit that you don't even comprehend. So doing Pilates is going to be somewhat pointless, but if that's all you can do, then get it in, but it's not going to be an S tier or even close of a ranking. All right, next we're going to start with, let's do some Olympic powerlifting. So for me, I would say Olympic powerlifting is B tier. You can put it A tier, right? I don't know if I'll maybe move it around later on, but the Olympic powerlifting is good, right? It's going to get you strong as shit. It's very functional. It's very good for long-term health and wellness, but it's not going to be easy for 95% of the population, right? I'm not going to ask a 40-year-old client that sits at a desk all day to come in and do Olympic cleans or a power clean or whatever the case may be. I'm going to have them work up into it through corrective exercise, but I'm not going to make that the end-all be-all. So do you build muscle? Yes. But it's not necessary for most physiques to focus on power or Olympic cleans, sorry. And then I guess we can go into powerlifting. I have it somewhere. Powerlifting, I'd say it's going to be on the same exact tier level. I'd put powerlifting in front of it. You get strong as fuck, right? You get simply become a unit, right? If mom or dad are stuck under a truck, maybe you can get that thing off them a little bit, you feel me? But is it going to maximize how much muscle is being built? No. It's not the best for your physique, but you're going to grow. I know one of the guys I trained in my old job at XCal, he's literally a unit. Dude has like double D sized titties, and all he does is just bench press, squat, and deadlift, and he's a unit. And it's simply, he's crushing me on any number I can think about for any bench or any metric. It's going to be unreal for strength development. It's going to be insane for your mindset to be able to pick something up that literally shakes your nervous system and shakes your whole entire body. It's unreal. It has great discipline. And that's why I would put it at A tier. I'd probably put it at the top of A tier. I got to see what else we have going on. But it's elite. But it's not going to be the end-all, be-all for just your average Joe Schmo to power lift. So for that reason, I'm going to have it in A tier. So next, we'll just go in order. CrossFit. So my CrossFit people, do not be offended. I'd put it B tier, maybe low B tier. So is it going to get you in shape? All these things are going to get you in shape. You're going to feel good and amazing afterwards. Exercise is exercise. I just do not think that CrossFitting in terms of long-term health is going to be the end-all be-all. It's not good for your average Joe Schmo. Let's say Joanne picks up a weight and goes to a CrossFit class. Her back might start to flare up. Her shoulder stability and mobility is not up to par for the average CrossFitter. So it's just hard. And especially when you're in that class setting, you don't get direct one-on-one training to learn. For most CrossFit gyms that I've experienced, you don't get that direct correlation in training to learn how to do these movements. It's good for your athletic performance. It's good to have that hybrid style of training. I think it's great for you, right? But it's just harder for most people to do, and that's why I for the tier ranking list, I kind of put myself in a position of how can each person do this movement, and how is it going to benefit them long term, and how is it going to benefit their muscle. CrossFit is constant of doing that in a cycle. It's not going to be the best. Next, the GOAT, C-Bum, bodybuilding goes without show. It's the most popular. It's the most efficient. It's the most straightforward. I do not bodybuild myself anymore, but a couple of years ago I lost 80 pounds and I went from 240 to 160, and then 160 to 185 to 200. The whole time I was bodybuilding, everything was just 4x10s, 4x8s, 3x12s, whatever the case may be, and it was so easy for me to get into exercise because it was just so clear. The progression was clear. It was so straightforward. It wasn't complicated, and that's why I think it's good to have any single person bodybuild, because it's easy to systemize. But is it for everyone? No. Right? The person that overloads one muscle more than they need to, they're going to get injured, and it's not going to be good for them. But it's good for it's good for functionality. You know, it's going to be easy to follow. It's easy to learn. It's easy for any average person to do it from their desk job. So for that reason, I do have it in a S tier. So next, this is going to be speed and agility training. I'm going to put it C. And for that reason, right, I'm a big advocate on training like an athlete, because if I train like an athlete, I'm going to be young forever. But with that said, not everyone needs to do athletic style training that's hyper specific. So we'll put it in there as well right now. I'll put it after, but plyometrics. So plyometrics and speed and agility training is good, right? And quickness training as well. So the reason that those three are not the best for average person is I don't expect a person that has a wife and kids and is going to be running the flag fucking football tournament championship this Sunday and acting like they're Tony Romo, throwing up a bomb and trying to run out the pocket to get 4 yards on the scramble, right? I don't see you guys doing that, right? Same with the plyometrics. I don't think that you guys are still going to be in play shape to use your body like that, right? But if your functionality and your body is made to maneuver like that, I do think it is a great way of training. But again, don't take my word for granted. I want you guys to determine what is the best for you. But for that reason, speed, agility, and quickness and plyometrics are going to be in my C tier. So, all right, I'm actually going to make a change here and put plyometrics and all those at B, because we do have some other guys coming. I'm going to put, next we'll do the correct, now I was looking forward, but I'll do corrective exercise. So for those of you that don't know what that is, it's like a niche of physical therapy. So it's like you're fixing someone's complications or mishaps that they have in their body, whether they were injured and they have a broken ankle 7 years ago. Now their glutes don't fire, so you need to teach them to have to recruit their glute strength, right? This is my background, right? And it's going to hurt me to put it here, but I'm going to be quite truthful. I'm going to put it in C tier. The reason I don't put it in D is because it is essential for any person, right? Even the best in shape people, it could be myself or it could be anyone, simply could use corrective exercise. I'm sure C-Bum even uses corrective exercise for muscles that he overloads, and he needs to kind of open that muscle up so he doesn't overload his pec and starts to use his pec more on like front delt raises, right? Whatever the case would be. That was a fucking awful comparison, to forgive me, but you got to think about it. He doesn't use his rhomboid on lat pull downs, right? So little things like that are going to help you, but it should not be something that you fall in love with. It should not be something that you are doing over and over again. So I think corrective exercise is a good form of training in the beginning of your training life. So next we're gonna do yoga. Put it D. Excuse me. No, don't go crazy on me. I didn't mean to put it in C tier. D for yoga. I'm gonna put D for yoga because it is great for having your muscles be loose, but it's not going to build muscle, it's just going to open you up. So in terms of aesthetic, long-term health, actually keeping your heart healthy and your muscles healthy, that is going to go in D tier. S tier, I'm going to put athletic or hybrid style training, so strength and conditioning. So the reason I'll put this in S tier because it's like real world fitness. It's functional. I can use this in any given moment, right? I'm going to use an extreme example. Let's say China touches down. They pull up in the U.S. and they need a fucking machine to run the front lines. those are the people that do hybrid training, right? The people that can deadlift 315 and then be able to run 5 to 7 miles, those are machines. The people that are simply allowed to do the things that most human beings can't do, those are machines. And it takes a crazy motherfucker to be able to run and lift in either certain same days or just sometimes separate days, but it's just another level of consistency. But in terms of what it does for your body, it builds you, if not the best physique, because you're training your heart and you're training your strength and you're training your muscles to grow, and it's also keeping your body in the best shape. You're mobile, your tendons are strong, you're overall a machine, right? And it kind of incorporates like all styles of training together. It's easy to follow. It's easy to get someone's heart rate up, and then also mix in a little bit of bodybuilding stuff. So for that reason, I think it's just overall the best style of training. So I will have that at the overall S tier. A tier, I'm going to put calisthenics. So to be able to control your body like that is just one of one, right? And the reason I think it's one of one is because you can do it anywhere. You don't need a gym to do so. You can do it in your grandma's backyard. You can do it on the side of the road at the beach if you want to just flex for the ladies real quick. Calisthenics is elite, but it hurts some people because it only progresses you to a certain point, right? You can, of course, get to such a high level where you're doing planchy push-ups and, typewriter pull-ups and you're doing crazy things, but when you do the calisthenics to a certain point, you're capped. Just like the Pilates, but this instance actually grows muscle. So calisthenics is only going to get you to a certain point. You can build strong legs, you can build a strong back, you can still have a good front anterior and good aesthetics when you're doing calisthenics, but it's capped at a certain point. So now we're going to get into kind of the basic ones. We're going to do walking, so I'll put that in C tier. Again, great. Any human being can walk. Well, most human beings, forgive me. Majority of human beings can walk, right? And it's applicable. We walk every single day. So how do you do it? You get up off your ass and you walk outside with some shoes on, and you put one foot in front of the other and you walk, and your heart gets healthier, your hips open up, your body is just going to feel better, and you're going to shred weight that way. If doing it enough, well, you get a certain amount of steps in, like 8,000 to 10,000 steps in, you'll burn, shred calories like that. But it's not going to be beneficial in terms of supporting a day-to-day functional lifestyle, just like the other modalities of training would. All right, so if you are going to walk, just walk with intention and walk with a purpose. So this is going to be aerobic based training. I'll put this in the S tier. See if you kind of catch on, bodybuilding, aerobic based, both S tier. We put them together, it's like fucking SS plus, my friend. But the reason I want to put aerobic training here is because we all have a heart that pumps blood, and it's going to keep us alive, right? But bodybuilders consistently are just loading their muscle. They kind of forget about their heart health, and it's not going to benefit you long term just spamming that. So, So the recovery and the work capacity is going to go up through the roof with this one. I would say you're not going to burn fat in terms of your... So I'll put it S tier. If it was like S, I'd put like high A tier. So I don't know how to do that. There we go. So because the only reason I move it down to A tier is because your metabolism goes through the roof, yes, but you don't burn fat consistently like you would when you lift. See, when you lift, let's say I lifted this morning at 8 a.m. and I finished at that time, right? I'm still going to burn fat the rest of the day because my body takes 72 hours to recover after I build that muscle. But with running, it's different. You burn those calories in the moment. If I burn 500 calories, I burn 500 calories, but I don't continuously do that. So you're going to long-term burn more fat, and you're going to benefit your body more. But the heart is healthy when you do that aerobic style training. Last, we're going to do HIIT. So I would say, what is C tier? C tier, nothing wrong with it. It's like high interval intensity. High interval, I had to stop and remind myself. High interval intensity training, or high intensity interval training, I don't know. But it's good for you. It's amazing. It's time efficient, but it can burn you out fast, and you're not going to, again, have that muscle being built like you would with the other ones. So for that reason, I put it C tier. But again, if you're going to do anything, I would stick to anything in the top S to A tier if you're going to do this long term, right? If you're just looking to do something for fun, D tier is cool. It's not going to be your end all be all. I don't want you to stick to D tier. C tier, corrective exercise. I would love someone to do some corrective exercise. I'd love to walk. I'd love to do HIIT style training, but I'd maybe do that a few times a month or in periodizations where I do it for a couple weeks, right? It's not gonna be my end all be all. B tier, what works for it works for you. If it works for you, it works for you. If it does not, it does not. That's where I would put myself for B tier. And anything above that is going to be a long-term beneficial asset to your life, especially the hybrid training. So for me personally, I train hybrid. I focus on training like I am trying to live as long as possible, and if I have muscular health and I have good heart health, I'm going to survive as long as possible. So I hope you guys liked this style of ranking list. If you guys want if you have any other ideas, comment down below. But without further ado, God bless and have an amazing, wonderful day.